Welcome along to a special edition of TUI Topics. We haven't had done one of these in a while, but the deadline is fast approaching for season tickets. And, well, we haven't really had much benefit of renewing our season tickets this season. Nick, we've got a few thoughts on this. First of all, the renewals for current season ticket holders are $5.70 in certain categories of the ground. Obviously, they've been frozen or a little bit reduced, but it doesn't make much difference whether you're a brand new season ticket holder or a renewal.
No. I mean, the first thing to say on season tickets, I am a little bit disappointed in the pricing of it, in the fact that, yeah, it's frozen. I mean, the club in one respect have tried to help fans, and I can see what they've done, because previously there's been a price for renewing and a price for new tickets, which is higher, and they scrapped the higher price and brought everyone in at the lower price, which is fine and great for those who are getting a season ticket for the first time. But the fact is, it's created this perception that along a lot of people, that we get nothing as our season tickets. That's not true. It's still cheaper than buying it singly. But the problem is, in a situation as this, with the deadline being less than 3-4 days away, a lot of people have got no incentive to renew it at the moment, because it's not cheaper. If we still have the cheaper price and it went up 50 quid on Sunday, a lot of people would have renewed on spec. Now they're likely to hold. So many people out there on social media saying, I'm not renewing whilst Claude Puel was in charge, and now they've got no financial penalty if they don't renew. So a lot of people, I think, will turn around and say, so what, I'll wait to see who we get in as manager this season, or I'll wait to see if we do sell Virgil van Dijk or anything. So there's a lot of cynicism out there. Now, that's wrong. I mean, we've had 8 years now of continuous progress, and it seems to me too many people are throwing their toys out the pram. They like to sing about we've come from League One. But how many people were out there in League One when the first season in League One was terrible? It was our lowest point in my lifetime. And now we're up there and having sob. We've had a couple of things, boring football. You've got to stick with the team. And that's it for me. If you're going to support a club, support them in the bad times as well as good times. Every time it gets a bit rough, you can't bail out. Rupert Lowe, spit on the floor, as most people will, said once about an ex-director, you can't run off and hide in the woods when the bombs are coming in and then come back out and get back in the trenches when it's all safe again. You've got to stick there through the bad times. Bill Shankly, a man of my era, perhaps one of the greatest football managers ever, and the man who coined the phrase, football isn't a matter of life and death, it's far more serious than that, said, if you can't support us in the bad times, don't bother in the good times. And I'm getting fed up with seeing people whinge on social media about, woe is me, this is the worst time ever to be a Saints fan. Well, I'll tell you what, watching Saints play Man United at St Mary's next Wednesday night ain't the worst time it has been as a Saints fan. I've seen us draw at Hartlepool on a Tuesday night, lose at Walsall, get relegated from the Championship, finish mid-table in League One. That's when it was a bad time to be a Saints fan. And I tell you what, back then I was staring at 10,000 empty seats in the ground. And Man United, I'll see 31,000 there. So got to grow a few people out there, realise that supporting the football teams for life, not just for Christmas or whatever, and come through the bad times. Stick with the team in the bad times because you enjoy the good times better.
Well, I mean, yeah, certainly a lot of things to take from that really as well. Also, we touched upon on a previous video that there are more than 2,000 seats reduced in this cost, but also there's also an extra sort of family stand actually moved across into the chapel. But obviously, we know the chapel is a family stand, but we certainly want to create a better atmosphere next season, but it's all dependent on the results and everything else that goes on this summer.
Well, I don't know why they've created 2,000 extra family seats, because they couldn't sell out the seats they've already got. Just because you create... This is not Kevin Costner in charge of the football club. This is not Field of Dreams or whatever it is. It is not build it and they would come. There's a good reason why we couldn't sell season tickets at at the cheapest price to families and sell it out last season. That's because the demand isn't there. So, you know, I applaud the club for trying to do something for the youth. Youth in terms of families and kids, rather than those wandering around in Stone Island coats around the ground. I applaud what they're doing for families and kids, but they're not filling out the section they've got at the moment. So they've got to look at that and consider it. I mean, the club are getting a lot of things right. Not everything's right, but name me a football club that does get it all right. But it all comes down to fans. And, you know, why do Brighton get 28,000 fans and still got 28,000 fans when they did badly in the Championship a couple of years ago? They weren't all whinging, this is terrible trying to be a Brighton fan. You know, we've got to build a supporter base that turns up week in, week out, year out, and supports the team through thick and thin. And we ain't got that. The moment something goes bad, it's, oh, I can't justify this. I've got a birthday party at McDonald's to go to tonight rather than watch us play Watford at home when there's 4,000 empty seats. Got to stay, you know, people got to stay loyal. I'm not a happy clapper. I don't turn around and say, you know, everything's right and that everything's going to be right, but it doesn't matter to me. You know, you support Southampton Football Club, you support a team, you support them through the thick and thin. To me, the results, you know, are important, but they're not the reason that I'm there. If it was, I'd have given up 40 years ago. And so would everyone else. And that's what we got to get. Too many, there's a generation that's coming in the last 5 years, and they seem to want to walk out. I know that because 8 years ago in League One, we were getting 21,000. Now we're getting 32,000. So there's 10,000 people weren't coming from League One with us.
Well, that wraps it up then for our TUI topic then. Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Have you renewed your season ticket? Do you think the pricing structure is fair? Let us know any comments that you want to air in the comments below. Say goodbye, Nick.
Goodbye, Nick.
And we'll make sure you do subscribe for more.